Are you tired of throwing away your money and sitting at tables all day at book vending events? Learn my top 3 reasons why I no longer do book events. Coming up next. Hey, welcome to the Indie Author Pro Show. I am your host, Ryan C. Greene, founder of Indie Author Pro. And I want to thank you for joining us. And make sure you go ahead and click the subscribe button now. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Yep, I'll wait. Go ahead. All right, you got it. Good. Click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. That way we can also help and grow our channel and share this information with other great authors just like you. Also share the video out. You can go ahead and click the share button and share it with your network as well. So listen, I want to jump right into it. Today's episode, we're talking about the top 3 reasons why I no longer sell books at book vending events, okay? And I'll start by telling you how I started. As an author for the last 15 years, I'm like everyone else. When I would publish a book, I was hitting the book tour, the book event tours, right? I was doing all the book events, all the vending I could find. And after a while, I had to really evaluate what kind of success was I having, right? Was it really worth it? And it ended up being that I found myself finding success and just saying I was breaking even. If that makes sense. If you've been there before, if you've gone to an event and you paid to pay for your table, you've paid travel expenses, maybe you stayed overnight, you had to order inventory, all of that cost that goes into vending at a book event, and only to come out breaking even. So for me, I was like, there's got to be a better way, right? There's got to be something different here in a way to really make more money and really sell the books and have the success I was looking for, because these events just weren't doing it. So I can remember back in 2008 going to a big book festival in Philadelphia. It was an outside event. I remember driving to Philadelphia. I remember paying for the table. I remember going out there and driving from Baltimore. So you're talking about like a 2.5 hour drive. Going to this event. I had all my trunk full of books. I had all these big dreams and hopes what was going to happen out there, and I sold 5 books. Now, did I sell only 5 books because my book sucked? No, my books don't suck, but the fact of the matter is, and I'm gonna get into number 1, why that happens, because when you are vending at book events, you are literally paying to be surrounded by your competition. Right, you're literally paying to be surrounded by your competition. So doing book festivals, and I've done other book festivals, and you pay $100, you pay $150, $200, $250, whatever it is you're paying for your table at a book festival, to literally be surrounded by other authors who are all asking every single person who walks by the same exact question: will you buy my book? So it just doesn't make sense from a business perspective to find, to put that kind of investment in to go and sit around a bunch of people who are competing with me. You don't see Pepsi, Coke, who else is out there, whatever other soda companies, all at sporting events selling their sodas. No, you go to a restaurant. What does the restaurant tell you? You ask for a Pepsi at a restaurant, they say we sell Coke products, right? You can't get both. So but in books and the publishing industry, when we go out there and do book events, we're literally paying someone else to be around our competition. So for me, it just kind of became a non-starter for me. So I don't like to do that, because why am I going to pay someone else to have my competition sitting around me, right? Now, the number two reason why I don't do these kind of events anymore is because really, when it really boils down to, the only person really making money from these book events are the event planners, right? The event planners. Now, they have expenses, obviously, to rent the spaces and do advertising or whatever, but they're not beholden to you to make sure you have success. Their success is gauged by how many tables they sell. So if they sell their goal of tables and they made their money, they're good. But you as an author, you aren't, they don't owe anything to you. So they're not really invested in making sure that you're going out there and having the success that you have. They've got their money. So they're really the only winners. So you're coming out there and you may have some success, and you may have a moderate success, but you're not going out there breaking the bank. You're not going out there really doing big numbers of book sales. Okay, so that's number 2, because you really got to think about who's winning here. If you're not winning, and we're talking about business, if you're not winning and you're not really creating profit and revenue, you got to ask yourself, is there a better way? So that takes me to the third reason why I don't do book vending events anymore, and why you probably should reconsider as well, is because that money that you spend on that table, that $250, that $200, whatever it is you spend to rent a table, could be spent on something else to promote your business. It could be spent on running social media ads. It could be spent on building up your lead generation, sales funnels and things like that, to really target in on who you're trying to reach. See, here's the thing, right? Because when you're at a book event, yes, it could be a lot of people there. You know, there's no guarantee on the traffic. I should add that to the list as well, right? There's no guarantee on the traffic, but the people who are there. So if I'm a self-help book author, right, and a person comes into a book event, all we know is that they're there because they like books, right? We don't know if they want self-help. We don't know if they want children. We don't know if they want adult fiction. We don't know if they want educational books. What is it? So every person coming in is not your target audience. So, but when you are building a sales funnel, when you're building lead generation, or when you're running paid ads, you can target those ads to go to your desired client, your desired customer. So that money, that $150 that you can put on a Facebook ad or something else like that, you know, that's money well spent. That, you know, anyone who sees that, they're only seeing you in the messaging. Now they're only seeing your message, and if they come in, you're able to get that information. So here's the thing, like when you do book signing events, someone may come in your book table and they look at your stuff and they may walk away. You may take email addresses, but most people aren't going to want to give you email addresses if they're not trying to buy your book. All right, but when you have a sales funnel in place, and the sales funnel is different than just a web page saying buy my book. A sales funnel is a process where it gathers information from someone, it requires them to take an action, and then they may or may not make a purchase. But now you have that information, you can nurture that relationship. You can get in touch with that person, and you know they're interested in you. See, I'd rather have 5 good leads, if I got 5 good people who have come through my sales funnel who I know are interested in me, over 50 people who I'm just like, hey, I hope you all are interested in my book today through an event. So you gotta look at things differently that way. I can't tell you how many times in the past I would sit there at a table all day, just looking at people walk by and hoping they would, you know, wanna take me home with them, you know, in the form of a book. Whereas I could be online or having my ads work for me, and I could be out doing something else. So that's something I want you to really consider differently about how you go about really investing your money into these events. Now, events are fun. You know, the book festivals are fun. There are a lot of, you know, interaction. You know, the thing, it's fun to be around that environment, and that's why I have a caveat. So I don't totally not do events, but I will. When I do an event, I make sure a couple of things. One, I have to be speaking. All right, if I'm going to speak at the event, or I have to be featured on the flyer or something is going to put me above everyone else. Something's going to help me stand out. Or you're going to offer me a free table, you know, but the table is free, or I know you're putting me at a premier position, and you're giving me some kind of leverage to make sure that I can make it a better day. But even then, you can't guarantee traffic. So what I will do is, when you're going to book festivals and book events, the biggest thing is that you want to build relationships. You want to meet people. You want to see who else is out there, who you can network with. But if you're stuck at your table, how can you go around and meet people, right? When I did the Harlem Book Festival some years ago, you know, I was fortunate there that I met the buyer at the New York Public Library. So some of my books ended up in some New York Public Libraries, but also met the buyer of Borders Books. I'm sorry, I got a little choked up because Borders is gone now. Okay, so yeah, so I met the buyer of Borders Books, and my books were in Borders Books, you know, across the country. So that was huge. I met him at a book festival. So I'm not saying don't go to these events. What I'm saying is be smarter when you go. So instead of you worrying about buying a table, if you're going to go, you know, you put your money towards some Facebook ads or some social media ads or some redirecting, some building some funnels for yourself. And you go to these events and you go to the tables and you go and meet people and introduce them and tell them who you are and see who else is there and try to make connections so that you can then grow your business as an author and a publisher. So that's the key thing. So what I want to do is I want to offer you an opportunity. If you don't have a sales funnel, if you don't have a lead generation tool for yourself and for your business, if you're just trying to hope people buy your book and find you somehow on Amazon, but you have no way of knowing who's buying your book from you, if you have no way of connecting with people once they buy your book from you, you need that lead generation, you need that sales page, if you need those tools, then I want to talk to you. I want to offer you an opportunity to schedule a discovery call with us at Indie Author Pro. It doesn't cost you anything. Just go to indieauthorpro.com, schedule your call today, and we'll talk and we'll see if we can help you out to build your sales funnel page. Don't get stuck sitting in those book events, wasting money all day when you can be out there doing something much bigger. Listen, I'm Ryan C. Greene. Thank you for tuning into this episode, and I'll talk to you in the next one.